What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you're all having a great Thirsty Thursday. Hope you're happy that football is back. I'm watching the game right now. 17-14. 17-14. Kansas City up over the Detroit Lions. Kansas City has been without, of course, Chris Jones, as well as Travis Kelsick. And, it's been the Pat Mahomes show. You can see that they are definitely missing some pieces. And it's been a really, really good game. I'm curious, though. So the interception that got the Lions back into this game, the pick six, if they're going to say that Pat Mahomes threw an interception, even though it was deflected, it was a Noah Brown type deflection. That ended up being a pick six. I wonder if they will crucify him and say, you can't make those mistakes, and turn over the football. Or if he, of course, gets no big deal. It was the receiver's fault. But here's where it's interesting that Joe Burrow we heard that he was going to be getting his contract before the season started. His $275 million contract with $219 million fully guaranteed of it. $55 million a year. Now, I know what the Dak Prescott haters will say. Well, of course, it's Joe Burrow. He's been to the Super Bowl and yada, yada, yada. I get that. But you have to look at when Dak Prescott got $40 million, the ceiling wasn't much above that. And now the ceiling has been blown off. And this is the same stupid thing that we've been talking about that the Cowboys continue to do. They continue to wait and wait and wait to get these things done. Had they gotten this thing done a few months ago when the ceiling was $50 million, maybe you get them for 47, 48. Now that it's $55 million, now you're looking at it being in the low 50s. Sorry, guys. It's a going rate for quarterbacks. I don't care what you have to say about them. Finding a guy is not an easy thing to do. And if you truly think that Trey Lance is ready to take over for Dak Prescott, you've got something. You're just plain stupid. Because you've been listening to guys like Stephen A. Smith who've been saying, quoting him today, I can see the Cowboys trading him next year. You can't trade him. How can you consider yourself being a professional sports commentator when you don't understand that the Dak Prescott deal, as in most quarterbacks out there, have no trade clauses? The only way that you could trade Dak Prescott is if he signs off and says, I'm willing for you to trade me. You're on the chain for him for this year, and you're on the chain for him next year at $59 million. Now, if you don't want to pay the $59 million, well, too bad. You're already on the chain for it. And the reason why it's $59 million is not because you're saying he's worth $59 million this year. It's because of your poor management in past years. You have to understand that he got $17 million the first year of that big deal. He got $19 million the second year of that deal, and he's getting $26 million. At some point, that $40 million average, you got to pay what's due. And that's the thing that the Eagles are going to find out. If Jalen Hurts ends up not being that dude, if Jalen Hurts ends up not being, quite as good, they're on the chain for 4 years. And at some point, you either keep paying the low rates until it escalates, or you take the big hit. And that's the reality of quarterbacks today. The price is not going down. You may not want to pay a lot for a quarterback, but when you have edge rushers getting $175 million, guys, it's not your money. It's up to the team to figure out how to allocate these funds. And when the Cowboys are sitting here with $17 million in dead money, that's on the Cowboys spending money where they shouldn't have. They shouldn't have done Zeke Elliott's contract that blew all the other ones out of the water. You got La'el Collins that we're still paying this year $8 million. Don't blame the quarterback, because the first 4 years of his deal, He was less than $2 million a year. If you were going to do something, that would have been the time to say, see all the things we used to do for the team before we paid Dak. You don't turn around now after not doing jack then and say, well, we can't do anything because we're paying Dak. Let's be for real here. Let's be for real. Now, I'm here at the hospital. Been here at the hospital since about 9:30 this morning with Rasheed. Rasheed is a New York Giants fan. And a lot of times what happens with people is if you are not agreeable to what I am or what I view, you feel like there is a need to fight or to hate. There's no need to hate others because they think differently. There's no need to fear others because they have different opinions. We are so full of hate. Now, Rasheed is a New York Giant fan. Big deal. So he likes the New York Giants. That doesn't have anything to do with the person that he is inside. Rasheed is good people. Rasheed is my friend. Rasheed has saved our ass when we were down in Dallas doing the draft because he figured out how to get all the stuff working while we were there. And Rasheed is going through some hard times right now. He's in surgery right now. He has diabetes and kidney issues and has had some of his toes amputated. And unfortunately, with diabetes, that if you don't take care of it, that it can spread and get even worse. And that unfortunately is where he is right now. So I ask all of you out there that spend your time hating and pissed off and everything else, I ask you guys, for Rasheed, try to love one another and stop being so hateful and evil, because life is precious. Life is short. And you don't know when things in your world can change. You know, I always say to people, to tell the people you love them because you might not get the chance again. And in this day and age where things go crazy, where people go crazy, it's more important now than ever. I love you guys. And do that. Try and be a better person to others.